Iguanas will fall out of trees when they're cold. And there's iguanas down there. How
Yeah.
hilarious would that be to have
Yeah.
an iguana fall like right in front of you or right something?
These bugs are like everywhere, and they call them love bugs because they're in the air mating. So they're spinning around, propelling around like this.
That's fascinating. We got to put that in.
But they're all over your food and your drink.
Oh,
There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing, because I asked
Right.
people on the pier, what
Yeah,
do
there
you
is.
eat?
Just don't go to Florida.
When I was 5, I lived with my mother and father and older brother.
At least I could draw, I told myself.
It was just me, my cats, and my imagination.
Created protective cover, just enough where he could keep his underwear on.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Another Words podcast. I'm Pam. These are my co-hosts, Karen, Jan, and Val. And tonight, we are going to talk amongst us just a little bit about everything. We want to talk about collaboration when it comes to a couple of authors when they decide to get together and write a book together, how that works, and how a couple of our authors are actually doing that at this time. So if we want to get started, who wants to start us out?
Well, I'll start. Okay, when Val told us something that happened to him when he decided to take a friendly weekend to Florida and meet some friends. And one of the people was a woman he'd been online with, and so he thought, even though she is dating someone else now, and there was no possibility they would hook up still, he thought, hey, this might be I could have some fun, and I might meet some women who are friends of hers. So, but the weekend turned out to be kind of a nightmare, and it was very strange. And when we talked about it, we couldn't all figure out. We're writers, so we have vivid imaginations. So we thought, well, that sounds really creepy. Something bad could have happened to you. Now, whether or not there's any truth to that, the story started taking a turn into, okay, let's write this together. So what happened was Val wrote his version and sent it to me. So I ran with it and I added my version out of my imagination, and then I sent it back to Val. So he's now working on it, and we're going to collaborate and see where this goes. And let me tell you, it's fun. So,
Yeah.
Val, I sent you what I did. Now, what are you doing? What's your process anyway?
Well, I have to say, what I sent you and what you did were two separate things, but then they were also kind of the same, and you could really go in any direction with it. It was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Because Jan writes great humor, great quick wit, political satire, that kind of just funny stuff, and has a great sense of humor, where I'm more like serious and dreamy and, and all this stuff in my stories. And, we thought that with the collaboration of both of us that we could really bring out some really cool things with these characters and the setting and just the circumstances that was involved, because we've all had horror stories about online dating.
Absolutely.
Well, and I'm in the online dating world right now. And, it just goes to show you have to be careful, even if you know people for a year, 2, 3, and I put myself in a very, very compromising situation. So we decided, but it's also hilarious too, because Jan and I we can throw some funny stuff in, as well as Pam and Karen, we like to laugh. Right. So, what I'm trying to do with it, I like to get in the head of the characters. And so I'm psychologically getting into the head of my character right now. Why did I go down there? Why is this bullshit always happen to me? I was just looking for a good time. But then I started to reevaluate the night and be like, stuff just doesn't add up. And so basically what I'm going to do, Jan, is I'm going to make my character kind of become a detective and kind of find out what's going on with this group of people.
Well, I thought, I agree with you, because that's what I thought. There's a moment when you go in to a bedroom in a home where there's partying going on, but you guys are all taking a little break, and you go into one of the bedrooms to take a nap.
Mhm.
But I want you to snoop around first and come upon something that is rather, well, what's this? Maybe it's a photograph of all of them with some other person that they're dancing with, like maybe some photographs of all of them doing this before, which
Right.
creates some suspicion. What's this? And of course, we know in the story you've been drinking a lot, so you're kind of trying to sober up, and yet I think, because the way you describe yourself in the beginning, you've got a very high IQ and you have a photographic memory.
Right.
So that comes into play
Okay.
even when you've had a lot to drink.
Okay, I can well, I kind of continued on for that, but I can go back into that and beef that area up. I'll go back
Yeah.
in there and do that.
Yeah.
We don't want to give too many spoilers to
No,
everybody.
we don't. I know we don't.
But no, perfect. But I also want to talk about the setting, and the setting that I'm in is just fantastic. The outside setting, the area that I'm at, rural area. There's a lot of interesting wildlife.
Mhm.
Just all kinds of insects some insects that I've never seen before. Even being from the Midwest, going to,
Right.
the southeastern United States. So there's a lot of things that we can use. And so,
Absolutely.
I like to go into I like the psychological stuff with the characters. That's what I like to play with. And then Jan likes to use the humor, but I think between the two of us, we can really come up with something that's funny, because my character is going to be beating himself up.
Yeah, well, I think he already is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
succumbing because you just went for, hey, let's have a good time, and kept thinking, how you reset and think, oh no, it's going to be fine. But
Right.
you knew, this is not fine.
No.
And the way it ends, there's so many sort of creepy things that happen, and the character who won't tell you what's going on, and she knows, she won't tell you,
Absolutely.
and how it could have ended the way it did. It just it makes no sense unless they were going to do something. What were they going to do? Well,
Yeah, I could elaborate a little bit more on that, but I'll just say that, yes, Jan, I'm following you, and that's what I'm going to do too. And so it's going to be like a horror mystery thriller, type thing, psychological, CSI type stuff, which
yeah.
I've kind of dabbled with in my novels, and Jan has definitely dabbled with in her novels. So it'll be a lot of fun. So you guys should stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
And then of course our anthologies are coming out in September. And Pam and Karen, what are you guys? Are you guys working on anything right now? What are you? Oh, Karen, you got some.
Pam's story's coming in. Yours is in, isn't it, Pam?
Oh, yeah.
It's in.
You've got two. You actually got two. You've got
do.
the short one and the long one. No, both of
Yes.
them are great. No.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And I think if our collaboration could, and my humor, I can do dark humor. So we should say, I'm not just ha ha ha. It's dark humor.
Yes,
You know what?
I
You
like
guys are
dark humor.
talking about that, and you're talking about the different types of animals that you encounter down there. You know what would be absolutely hilarious? If it was, I don't know what time of year, what the setting is, but if it was during a colder time, or maybe there's a cold snap, iguanas will fall out of trees when they're cold. And there's iguanas down there. How
Yeah.
hilarious would that be to have
Yeah.
an iguana fall like right in front of you, or right something?
Well, and then there are
And what the hell
alligators
is
that come
that?
out and chase you,
Alligators.
Yeah.
That's timely.
Yeah. I mean,
Up
and
in
they
Everglades, Everglades. And
Mhm.
there's some other bugs down
swamp.
there that I've heard were chemically engineered. The called love bugs that were chemically engineered by some college students, and it kind of went wrong, kind of like a Frankenstein project. And now these bugs are like everywhere, and they call them love bugs because they're in the air mating. So they're spinning around, propelling around like this.
That's fascinating. We got to put that in.
But they're all over your food and your drink.
Oh,
There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing, because I asked
Right.
people on the pier, what
yeah,
do
there
you
is.
do?
Just don't go to Florida.
Or don't sit outside.
Well, that's true too.
Well, what would they could maybe they the one who owns the house could have a pet alligator, because they do,
Oh yeah.
and that might be kind of interesting.
Would there be like a small lake or a pond nearby and they can joke about,
Well,
how
there
they get rid
could
of the
be.
bodies
Getting
of
rid
the
of
alligators
bodies.
or,
See, because just feed the body to the alligators.
yeah.
Well, you know that pythons are prevalent down there too, because in the 80s,
Right.
I watched the show, what was it, Snake Catchers? And they were down in Florida in the Everglades. And I guess in the 80s, a bunch of like yuppies back then used to buy these exotic animals and think they could take care of them. A lot of people were buying pythons in the 80s.
Yep.
And then they found out these are really hard to take care of. They're expensive. They eat a lot.
Right.
And they just let them go in the Everglades.
Yeah, I know.
They have
Or they
killed
escape, yeah.
every ounce of wildlife that they have to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
moving. These
Yeah.
and they just keep
Yeah.
reproducing, and they have to keep
Right.
moving, and all the wildlife's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're predators for sure,
Yeah. So
Don't they have any mongooses down there? Or is it mongoose? What is the plural
I'll
of
have to look.
mongoose?
I don't know.
Mongooses. Because they can kill the pythons.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they got the claws or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're a natural predator of snakes is the
They-
mongoose. That's right.
Yeah.
Tiki tavi. That's what that
Ricky
makes me
Tikki
think.
Tavi.
Ricky Tikki
Yeah.
Tavi. Tavi. That's what they do. They make that noise.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a noise they make when they
Yep.
move along.
They also have lizards down there. I didn't get to see any lizards. I wanted to see the little geckos. I did.
But you see, we can make up whatever we want now. You
Yes.
know, I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a, have them have a pet, whatever?
We should
My
ask
na-
the audience. I mean, like if anybody wants to comment or get a hold of us, what do you think we should do and add in it? That'd be kind of fun too, Jan.
That would be.
That'd be good. What do people think that we should, Yeah, like it's really there's no
There's no
parameter.
limit.
Yeah, sky's the limit. We can do whatever
Sky's
we
the limit.
want. Mm-hmm.
How cool would it be sometime to take like a skeleton of a story and then bring it to our audience and say, kind of like a turn the page, choose your
love it.
adventure thing, and
I
say,
love that
okay, what do you
idea.
guys think should happen next? And then write a next section, and then hey,
And
what
then
do you
write
think
it.
should happen
And
next?
write it.
That would be kind of fun.
Very fun. I
Yep.
agree. I agree.
Ah,
So this collaboration, look how the collaboration we're doing leads to other possibilities, which would be great fun. And writing should be fun. And
Right.
and since we're in the business of marketing, which isn't as much fun as the writing, and so many authors have said, I'm not writing anymore. I'm just marketing. So we're trying to keep the balance in there and keep the writing fun
Right.
and
Right.
do some of the we can talk about marketing, but we make the books and we put them on Amazon, and then we can tell people what our experience is.
Yeah,
Right.
but we can bring forth the ability to assist in marketing,
We can, and our website is also a form of marketing. If you're on our website, you're going to be out there.
Mhm.
Right. And we also are going to offer writing workshops,
Yeah.
the book
Yeah.
of the month club, or books that we're reading,
Yeah.
stuff that inspires us to write. And you write what you know. And I know there's a lot of, other literary agents out there and stuff that, but really what it boils down to is what I've learned in my experience. And you guys probably, you write what you know, what you understand, what moves you, what makes you think, what's important, that's what you do.
Yeah, and you do part of that is writing from your imagination, which is
Right.
what you know your own imagination.
Mhm.
And when it comes to you, then sometimes it requires research, but that's to me the fun part.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
It is.
I like to research though.
Yeah.
And if that may not be, and that's the fun part. Everyone's different. That may not be your cup of tea if you're
Yeah,
not big
some
into
people
research.
don't like the research.
Yeah.
It takes too many, turns
oh,
off the road.
that's
But
Yeah.
I like it.
my favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
Search
Mine
for
too.
an image that I need
Yeah.
for a book. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 'Cause it sparks a visual in you, right, Karen?
Yes.
It sparks a visual. And I think that with writers too, doing research, even just a word, and we've talked about this, just a word or a sentence or just something I see can spark paragraphs of
Mhm.
stuff
Yeah.
and connect things that I didn't think it was going to connect.
But right now, I'm still in that bedroom trying to think of cool things to find. I mean, that is fun. If you have, sat
Yes.
back and had the time to do that because I've been watching a lot of CSI stuff while I work. Blood spatter.
Yes.
So, now think about what you might have found, in that room. You open a drawer, maybe to put your wallet in or something. Who
There's a
knows?
gun.
Oh, there's some
There's a bunch of
photographs.
money.
I
Yeah.
have some ideas now that you said that, Jan, because I was continuing on with the story, but I forgot. I was getting to that, but I forgot that place that you mentioned is actually a very good place to do that. So I'm going to go back and do it there.
Because you are the king of backstory, and
Oh, for sure.
you love it. So
do.
let's do backstory for these
Aw.
crazy psycho women that you found yourself in their nest. And what the hell are they up to? Because they're up to something.
Yes,
Something.
still
But
blocked. Still
You
blocked.
still don't know.
You
Still
can see
blocked.
the little corner of a photograph sticking out from under something,
Yeah.
and pull it out.
Exactly. And just
realize
search.
it's-
Oh well.
There's all
it's
kinds of
them,
things
but
I
there's a
could do.
woman and she looks scared, or something.
Yeah. And I was alone in that room for at least 2 hours.
Dang.
I could do all kinds of things in there. My character,
Yeah.
and
Yes, you
stuff I'm gonna
could.
say.
You
So
need to find a computer and go in and Google her name and find out some more stuff.
that too,
Yeah.
Karen.
Google
That's
it on your
correct. Yeah.
phone. So yeah.
I'm thinking physical evidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it would be irony if your character goes down here just on a whim, because I'm not gonna research him. I'm not gonna go crazy like that. I'm not gonna do all these
Right.
things I
And the one
normally
time
do.
you don't.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exact. Boom. We're not in Kansas. That's funny.
I like it.
That's great. Or ignore. It's kind of like ignoring the help missing person, or
Right.
you can have so. All right, Jan. When we get done
Missing
here,
person poster.
Mr.
Yeah.
Missing person posters.
I like that because we got it. We got to up the ante
Yeah.
because it's there. It's there
It's
it
there.
actually happened to you, and it's there in the story. And
So
you can make your presentation in the beginning, where I say get the picture. You can make whatever picture you want.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I will definitely do that. So everybody stay tuned for Jan and I's collaboration, the anthologies in September.
Wait, does this story you're working on together have a title?
Well, we have a working title, horror story, for right now. I don't know if we're going to keep it.
Okay.
It's a working
Good.
title, horror
Uh-huh.
story.
Well, if you call it horror story in our short stories, people are going to read it.
I know.
That's true.
That's what I thought. Call it what it is, horror stories, and it's based on a true event.
Horror stories in the Sunshine State.
Or horror story in the sun.
Yeah, horror stories in the sun.
Ooh.
So I have a question. Do you
Yeah.
want? My mom wanted me to read Jeanette Wall's Glass Castles, and she just handed it to me and said, "Tell me, you read the first chapter and tell me you can't put this book down."
I read that.
And it was like I read the whole thing and I loved it.
Yeah.
Does every author kind of think that way? I gotta get the reader in the first page.
You kind of do. And see, unfortunately, my novels tend to start rather slowly and they build up. And by the time you get to the middle, it's a very fast, thing to the
It's true.
finish. And it's
Right.
pretty exciting.
Well, your books are such an easy, quick read.
Yeah.
Because the way they're structured and the way your
Yeah.
voices. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've got to worry about keeping your audience, keeping them in there. And it often is a little annoying because there's something you really want to explain about your character, about the plot, but it's gonna fall flat for some people. And if you're the kind of reader who, once you get a little bored, you just put it down, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want them to turn the pages, or at least turn
You
the
do.
pages
Yeah.
enough to,
Right.
like
Want to know what happens.
what happens.
Yeah, they want to know what happens.
I can tell you, I'm a librarian, so I read constantly. And,
You
as new
do.
books come in, I'll flip it open, and we are in the habit at work of reading the first paragraph to each other out loud. And if it catches us, we're like, okay, we're
Oh my
interested. If
God.
it doesn't,
You
we
know,
just-
Larry and I used to go through bookstores, and that's exactly what we do. He'd read the first paragraph. What do you
Yeah.
think? And if we didn't, if we just sort of we put the book down, but if it caught us, we'd buy it.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
used to do that.
I love that because I used to feel
Yeah.
guilty about like reading a book. I maybe halfway through and I'm like, I can't take it
I
anymore.
know.
And
I
I'm really
know.
trying. Like there was this Joan of Arc book,
Life's
and
too short.
I love Joan of Arc. Love Joan of Arc. And this interpretation of it, I could not get
Okay,
through it.
Val, let's do a story about Joan of Arc.
Oh,
Let's do
that'd be
one.
good one too.
Oh my gosh.
Just an idea. See?
I
Right, one
love
that-
Joan of Arc.
Right. One that captures your
Right
imagination.
one that captures.
Maybe
Good
she didn't
picture.
get burned at the stake.
Who knows?
Maybe she continued to represent as a man for the French army against the English.
Mhm.
Right? Who knows?
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I'd love that. We could get Pam in on it too. If she
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yep.
That'd be
We
fun.
could all collaborate.
I
That'd
agree.
be fun to like see all of us like take it from like I'll take it from Pam, take it and to see how we do it from taking it from
See
each
what
other.
would happen.
And then just keep
You write
building and building.
You write the first bit. I'll write the second. Pam writes the third. And Karen, you can
Oh my God, that's
play
funny.
with it because we're only
And then
talking.
Karen can read the whole thing and say, "What did you guys do to this?"
I'll make this a great book cover right here.
No, I'm telling you, I'm still in the bedroom thinking of all the things.
Yeah,
you could
thank you,
find.
because it's such a perfect opportunity for Val to find out what are these women up to, and you were beginning to think, because one of them said, "Oh well, if you had a girlfriend, she's going to have to be a lot younger than you." Wasn't
Basically insinuating I'm immature.
that you're immature? Well, you're just having fun. Just having
You know
fun.
what you could do? So, because you're a detective, you're in there and you're like, okay, something's not right. So you start looking through the room, you're moving pictures, you realize there's a safe behind one of them and it's locked. But how long
got
does it actually
cash.
take you to get
Yeah.
into it?
It's got
money.
There's the
cash.
photographs. There's the photographs. There's the stuff that they didn't
I
want you
also
to
want,
see.
like I said, some type of physical evidence.
Yeah.
'Cause that freaks you out.
What if there's jewelry in there? Something from like souvenirs,
Trophy,
or
a trophy.
trophies. That's
Trophies.
it. Trophies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I gotta
excited.
scoot, you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Very cool. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Bye. That would be so fun.
So yes. All
Okay.
right. Well,
One thing that we do need to tell everybody, we do have, and I know Jan has hers on too.
yeah.
Crimson Crow Press
Yeah.
merch out now too. So I'll put a link in our stuff
Yeah.
if anyone's interested in
Yeah.
picking up some merch. But
Yeah, shirts are really nice. Mine's too big, otherwise I'd have mine on, so I have to get another one. But they're comfy, cotton, they're breathable. You can
are.
work out in them or whatever you want to do. They're very, very comfortable.
they wash very well too.
Yeah.
And tonight, what we've done, we've just kind of thrown out a topic for us to discuss. And in the future, we'd kind of like to do this again. So if there's anyone in the audience that has a specific topic they would like for us to discuss, let us know. We'd love to take it and run with it.
We would.
Yeah. And also, if you like what Jan and I are doing, what we're talking about doing with our story, just throw ideas at us. You never know. We might take one of your ideas and put it in our story.
That would be
Definitely.
fun.
And I think that's a great idea, Pam, about having the people that listen, the audience members, put together a story, give it a skeleton, and like they can work on what happens next, and you kind of see the process of how it works.
That would be fun. It would be like, just writing a book together. And if it ended up being something that we published, we could do these are people that collaborated on it, everyone that had input on it.
Good.
That would be really cool.
It would be a lot of fun.
It would be.
Okay.
I'm
All
like,
right. Well,
man.
that's it for tonight, everybody, I think. And then we'll see you guys soon, and keep writing. And our website's about done, isn't it, Jan?
I think so. I think so. We'll probably talk. Maybe we'll talk to Christian on Friday and see. I think he's getting pretty close. Yeah.
Okay.
Our website, there is a version of our website up right now. So if you're interested in it, it's crimsoncrowpress.com. Our website guru is in the process of overhauling it. So it'll be up and even better than ever here shortly. So information's still on there. You can still access things.
Yeah.
But if you are interested, come back in a few weeks and the new one will be up.
Great.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys soon. And like I said, keep writing. Everybody take care.
Good night, everybody.